Good morning, everybody. In this video will just be our current, daily video update of where we stand as far as our numbers and outlook for possible distributions. If you haven't seen these videos or this week's videos like this, I would go back a couple of days. There will be an initial review because this is a brand new worksheet. So we're currently building it from, this will be the first distribution that I, have pulled all this data together and been tracking all of these funds, all 19, for, I've actually been doing it 6 weeks, but it'll be the first time that I've been doing it for an entire month for the distribution. So we've got lots of different ways to calculate here, and, lots of data and info behind why I've done what I've done on that initial video. It may look a little different as, again, we're building this. And then, of course, we're doing this type of format because this is what the majority of the people had wanted, or those that spoke up anyway, was to be able to see the data for the ETFs and the underlying stuff on one page versus keep scrolling over back and forth through columns. So with that said, we had that. I've started to build a little bit more onto this. Every video you see I've done a little bit more to it. So just to go over some of the things at the top, we already had our outstanding shares. Now this will be actually something new that we did not have in that we didn't have, on this one where we were doing this before. We did have the outstanding shares, but just a reminder, this is where we were. This is where we had started with stuff. But we had the outstanding shares, but I didn't have like where we were or what our change has been, right? So what I've done here is this the right tab? No. What I have done here is added in our change in our shares for those that are curious from the last declaration date to now. So here you can see we've had a 75% increase in outstanding shares for AIYY. And then on this sheet, we only had the current price. Of course, we had the changes and all that stuff on the other sheet. So I'm just now getting those added into here because when I first built this, I was really just worried about the distribution data. So I did most of this first, then I added onto that, and then of course now I've started adding some of the other things that I already had on here. So we can see here, sorry about that. Let me just zoom out a little bit so you can see the columns. You can see here, this start is going to be as of the ex-dividend date for the start and stops. That way we're not having to adjust for any type of div or anything. And then, of course, we'll have our current price, and then we will have our, where's my little handy dandy? There it is. And then we'll have our change in those two, and then we'll have the percentage change here. So you'll see that all the way down. Those will be the same for each, for either, the YieldMax ETF and then the underlying. And then here, where we had the change, then we'll just have the color. I did have the sale, but there was just too much colors going on this page already. So as you can see here, this just means this one did better, right? Not that it's a positive number, but that it did better than the underlying. So you'll see that throughout as well. And then of course we have the lowest and highest range of all their distributions along with the yield at the time, last month's distribution, if we were doing it based on implied volatility, if we were calculating it based on short call premium only, if we were basing it on all short call trades. Then the new thing here is that it was requested that I add the synthetic trades on here as well. So I went ahead and added that here, and I did the same data and the information as above, but I've put it on here and I've just sort of put it in a gray color. I didn't want to do it the same colors as these up here in the greens and stuff because I'm not using these. as part of my basis and calculations for anything here. But others may want to. So now we have that here, and then we're going to have the total trades. So then, of course, that would be these two to get added together to get this dollar amount. So that is new if you want to see that data. And then I guess tomorrow, if I feel I need to, then I'll add another line if I think any of those numbers should be adjusted. But, yeah, so we'll just move on. And again, I'm not going to read all of this stuff, but all this stuff will be on the screen. And I know most people are already tired of me talking. But we can see here, looking at the top, obviously we've already talked about significant share growth. My guess is because the stock just has gone down, or the ETF has gone down and down and down while the stock has too. There was like, oh, we'll buy the dip, and everybody keeps buying the dip, and this sucker is not coming back up. However, the good news is that if you did the YieldMax versus the AI, the YieldMax is doing better. The ETF is doing better than the stock in this case. If we look at what I am honing in on, which is the premium received, 73 cents for the month. If you want to look at the average, or even the range, if you want to look at the estimated range, you're 65 to 73 cents with a 69-cent average. And I think that's all we covered last time. So I think that's good enough. And these are as of the outstanding shares from today's holdings with the declaration date, which I've already said this, but declaration date as of Wednesday for April 3rd, which will be, if you don't know already, they'll announce it about 8:30 that morning usually. And they'll have it emailed, they'll have it on X account, and they'll have it, I think it's Global Wire News, something like that. But then the ex-dividend date is Thursday. So if you're wanting to buy in before, that would be Wednesday. If you're wanting to buy in on the drop, because if you don't know, it will drop by the amount of the ex-dividend date. So at about 4 o'clock in the morning, when the in pre-market, it'll be dropped. Of course, by the time you're able to trade, it may not be dropped anymore. It just depends. I know if you have Fidelity, you can't start trading until 7 or 7:30. I don't know. It just depends on who you have. All right, let's move on. Okay, so AMDY, you can see up here that we're up 24% in share count. If we look at the price change, AMDY has gone down less than AMD has, so the ETF is one again. And if we go down, we've received 79 cents a share in short call premium. And I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, for those that do not know, if this share count right here significantly, increases tomorrow, which I don't know that it will, but if it did, that could make a huge impact on some of these payouts. But I don't know in this case that they will. I know we have that issue with YieldMax and YMAG specifically. I think those are the biggest issue ETFs out there that we have that are like that. But I don't know that we'll see a significant difference in all of these. But anyway, so the short call premium received per share, 79 cents. We're ranging from 77 to 89 cents based on these three things. And I didn't go over that earlier either. This current estimated range is only based on the IV, the short call premium, or the all trades, as long as it's not a negative number. And then the current average are 82 cents. We move on to AMZ. So AMZ's outstanding shares has gone up 16%. It looks like AMZ, the YieldMax ETF, has won again. It's up 4% versus Amazon being up 3%. And then, let's see, our short call premium received is 60 cents a share. Our current range, we're looking at 47 to 70 cents with an average of about 59 cents a share. If we move on to Apple, Apple's shares are up 8%. Outstanding shares are up 8%. In this case, it looks like Apple, the YieldMax ETF won. 0%, while Apple is down 1%. And then we've received, wow, 95 cents. That just does not seem right. But I guess because they've had all their issues this past month with the whole being sued or investigation, all that kind of stuff. As far as the antitrust thing and stuff. But this is saying that their short call premium is 95 cents. And which is crazy because I look at the IV there, and the IV is showing right this second anyway. It's 24%. I guess in the past several weeks, it could have been a whole lot higher. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head since I'm covering all of the YieldMax ETFs and then also the stuff within Ulti. So I can't remember all of them. But that's significant because if you look at their previous, they've never paid more than 63 cents. So then that makes me, I don't know. So I don't even know if they would pay this high. I mean, that's what they made, right? So that's what they should pay. But if it was me, that's a huge difference between those two for a thing that's been paying out for, I don't know, for many, many months now, to have that big, huge of a jump. But anyway, I don't know. They should pay out that, but they still have, we can do numbers, but there's still a judgment factor here. So anyway, our range is 34 to 95 cents with an average of 74 cents. If we move on to Coney, the Coney shares have actually gone down 8%, and I guess, I don't even know why there's a color on here, because clearly it has nothing to do with positive and negative. It might just be because I copied and pasted it from here, and it copied the formatting. So let me do this so tomorrow I see it and can go back and check. Yeah, it's definitely got formatting because I can't even color the cell. I'll have to go remove that formatting. All right, so the shares for Coney, so apparently people have been selling out. They've gone down 8%. But if we look here between Coney and Coin, it looks like Coney is doing better, has over the past month than Coin has done. So we're up 14% for the YieldMax ETF versus 10% for Coin. All right. The short call premium received, $2.45. Of course, I didn't mention this either, but we do have one trading day left, which, I mean, all you have to do, you can do that by deducing, but I don't know if they'll have any trades tomorrow where they'll receive premium or what, but we do have one more day left. So we've received 245. Our estimated range is 229 to 245 with an average of 237. We move on to Dizzo. This is one. The shares have gone up 31%, the outstanding shares, but Disney has done better than Dizzo, and Disney has been more bullish and has been going because, well, I don't know how long it's been going up, but I know it's been going up at least the last week or so. So that makes sense for that to have outperformed the YieldMax ETF. If we move on down, have short call premium received. It's been 48 cents. Current estimated distribution range is 48 to 58 cents. And as you can see here, it's only using these two because all of their short calls are actually, they actually lost 71 cents a share there. And the average is 47 cents. If we move on to Phoebe's outstanding shares are up 31%. The Phoebe has done better than the underlying Meta. And our short call premium received for the month has been 58 cents. And the current distribution range, using those up there, is 34 to 93 cents with an average of 62 cents. GUI, their share counts only increased by 3%. I guess people didn't want to buy in because the stock price was going up. So that's interesting because that's the lowest one. But, I mean, if you look at it, Alphabet, I mean, it still went up, but Alphabet, of course, outperformed because this was bullish here. But interesting, 11, 17%, that's pretty good for, I mean, Google, right? Or for Alphabet and GUI. If we look down here, they received 43 cents for their short call premiums with a range of 43 to 48 cents and an average of 45 cents. JPMO, wow, their shares have gone up 53%. It almost makes me want to double check those numbers because that seems like a lot. But I know a lot of these, like that one and Zomo and them, they have a very small outstanding shares. They don't get much love, but well, that seems significant. If we look at percentage change there, it looks like the underlying won this round with JPM. And the short call premium received is 27 cents a share. The distribution range, 15 to 38 cents, which is an average of 27 cents a share. If we move on to Murni, outstanding shares have increased by 10%. Moderna, the underlying, has won by increasing 10%. The short call premium received by YieldMax is $1.07. If you look at the range, based on our numbers there, we're 89 to $1.07 with an average of 98 cents. MSFO outstanding shares have increased by 34%. And so both of these had changed 5%. Obviously, you don't see all the decimals, but it looks like Microsoft has still done a little better than the YieldMax MSFO. The short call premium received has been 36 cents. If we look at the range, we're 13 to 47 cents with an average of 32 cents. Misty's outstanding shares have decreased by 15%. Well, no kidding. I mean, we went from 20 to 43-ish dollars. Of course, now this one hasn't paid out a distribution yet, which I'm sure all of you know already. It's interesting, though, if it says here, it shows Misty. Of course, we're only at $42 now because it went down today. But Misty is up 51%, while MicroStrategy is only at 44%. If we look at the premium received, short call premium received, we're looking at $5.23 a share, which is interesting. I don't know which one of the last couple, but I think we were up to, I could have sworn we were up to like $5.95. Of course, I didn't keep both of those, but it would be a good example, to as a reminder of, how we keep talking about it depends on the outstanding share count. So we were 5.23 on this one. Maybe it wasn't 5.95. Maybe it was something else. Something else was 95. I don't know. It must have been something else. I don't know what I was thinking. Sorry. All right. Sorry, just looking at all these numbers because I got 5.95 from somewhere. Maybe that was a little ways back when it was based off of the IV, and maybe it's changed something because I remember having a conversation with somebody over it. But if we look at, here at all the short call trades, that it's only $2.11, which has a range at the bottom, from 2.11 to 5.23 with the average of 4.16. Of course, I'm going to go more with whatever the premium was received. And again, this is the first month doing this. So the these numbers may or may not even be close. I'm just going to look overall and see what it looks like out of all of the ETFs and try to get a better idea of what we're looking at. But and then, of course, this last minus average doesn't even count because we didn't have a last. So we go on to Nefli. Nefli's outstanding shares have increased by 9%. The YieldMax ETF Nefli has done better than the underlying Netflix. The short call premium is 49 cents a share. And then the range at the bottom, distribution range could be between 46, estimated to be between, 46 and 72, and with an average of 55 cents. NVIDIA, its shares are up 47%. That's crazy since NVIDIA just keeps going up. I guess that's what everybody was thinking, that, oh, it's just going to keep going. We'll never get a dip, so we might as well buy in, I guess. I don't know. But let's see. So, well, that's interesting. So NVIDIA is up 2%, but NVIDIA is up 3%. So just a little bit better, but still that's interesting that they're so close. And it might be because NVIDIA's, come way down. It was going way up, and then it just sort of got stagnant, started coming back down and staying around that 900 range. But short call premium is $1.01. We have a range of $1.01 to $1.12 with the average $1.07. OARC. The only reason that cell is a different color is because the formula is different. Because the YieldMax website's, I don't know, it's different on OARC's page, and I don't want to ask them to change it because they were gracious enough to change all the other things that I asked them to change on the website, so I don't want to bother them with something so minor on this one. It's not going to affect anything. But 7% increase on the outstanding shares for OARC. Looks like OARC has outperformed ARC for this month. Short call premium received is 53 cents. I'll say last month it was 46. So it'd be nicer. I'm sure people will be happy to see that this is going to be up again these 2 months because, yeah, they had a high of $1.09, but that was near the beginning. They've really stayed between 20 and 30, around 20 and 30 cents. So this, I think those people that didn't sell out, I'm not going to say who all sold out, but for those of us that did, or for those that did not, because I did sell out, those that did not sell out, y'all deserve to get that 53 cents. Y'all stuck it out this long. Y'all deserve it. We have a range at the bottom, and so again, if they pay out 53 cents, I'm not saying that they are, but we have a range of 40 to 53 cents at the bottom, with an average of 47 cents. If we move on to PayPay, its outstanding shares are up 26% from last month. And it looks like PayPal has outperformed by a couple of percent more. So the underlying one in this case, short call premium received is $1.01 a share. Ooh, their short calls only made 8 cents in all for their net. So the range down there is pretty big at 8 cents to $1 with an average of 56 cents. I'm personally going to go with the short call, but I mean that IV is so low. Hopefully they don't reduce it just to make it be closer to the IV at distribution. But we will keep an eye on that again when we're done with all of this. We'll then compare all the distributions and see what they look like. We'll do like a little back brief there. SQY, those shares are down. Outstanding shares is down 12%. I'm sure people selling out for a profit. And, because block's been going down, it looks like SQY has outperformed. And the short call premium, $1.19, with a range between 95 cents and $1.21. And I just looked, the market's going to be open in 5 minutes. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. Average is $1.12. That's unreal. Okay. Tesla. That's very interesting. It says 0% change in outstanding shares from last month. What? All right. I mean, all the rest of these are right, so that's got to be right too, right? 0%. Looks like the Tesla outperformed Tesla. And so to point out the reason this is yellow, for those of you that hadn't seen it, it's just because, just a reminder that this is different than the others. In this case, these are split adjusted distributions. So if you go out there and look, you might see 40 cents and $1 something as the highs. As the low and high, because again, this is split adjusted because Tesla did do a reverse split. This one has a short call premium of 55 cents with a range of 50 to 78 cents and an average of 61. This is one that I truly believe that if this was my fund, I would still try to get that, give out a premium that was closer to that 80-cent range, regardless of the premium earned. That's just my opinion. I know, I'm just saying that's what I would do if this was my fund. If I could, if I was allowed to do that, that's what I would do. And then we have Zomo, 23% increase in the outstanding shares. And then, of course, I say of course, and then something's not right. Why? I know I had issues with my formulas up front, and then I had to write them a very special way. Surely to goodness it's not different from that one cell, but sorry, I'm going to have to get back to the end. I'll check it out, though. Oh, it's this one. I'm sorry. I just needed to go back to the original, the dated tab versus the working copy. But anyway, obviously 10% is bigger than 7%, so ExxonMobil has done better than the YieldMax because it has been going up at least the last week or two. Short call premium received is 35 cents, sort of looking at a range between 30 and 35 cents, and has an average of 33 cents. Anyway, I know that was long. I know we have some changes going on there, and of course, we don't know who watched one from the other. We don't know who knows what, so we try to at least give something really brief to go through. Sorry for all those that feel that my videos are too long, but I appreciate you watching anyway. And hopefully some of you can watch these in a little faster mode, or just fast forward to the ETF that you're interested in. But I do appreciate everybody watching, and y'all have a great day. Bye.